But if you saw in the thumbnail, this isn't the box office banter I wanted to touch on. Lately, I've been seeing people talk about the box office between two Marvel movies. Those two Marvel movies are, of course, Captain America Brave New World and Thunderbolts. The thing I've been seeing a lot is people are like, I guess, kind of having a fit or disappointed that Thunderbolts is not making as much money as Captain America did. And I gotta be honest, guys, like, okay, so here's the short answer as to why. The short answer is competition, i.e. Lilo and Stitch, Final Destination Bloodlines, Mission Impossible, Final Reckoning. Ultimately, that is the short answer. The competition. The more detailed reasoning behind that is, check this out. So, this is the domestic total gross for Captain America Brave New World. Okay? So, and I'm using Box Office Mojo as my metric. Currently sitting at a worldwide total of $415 million. If I'm not mistaken, they just yanked it out of theaters as if what I'm seeing here is correct. May 16th to 18th, so a week and a half, 2 weeks ago. Now, go look at this is domestic weekend earnings, right? Looking at the change. So we have it's opening weekend right here for February 17th to from February 14th to 17th, President's Day weekend. $100 million opening weekend. It's pretty solid. It's great. Beautiful, even. But then you go down to February 28th, March 2nd. So that would be its second week. Its second week box office drop. It went down. So its first weekend, or rather its second weekend technically, in from February 21st to February 23rd, it made a grand total of $28 million. And mind you, this is only domestic. These are only domestic numbers. So that just means here in the United States. $28 million and some change. And it still has the same number of theaters, 4,105. Now jump into its third week, February 28th to March 2nd. It got a bit of an uptick, but also kind of a downtick because it had a percentage of 47.3%. It made $14 million. However, the amount of theaters it had, 3,800 theaters. By the time Captain America Brave New World got into its second weekend, it already lost theaters. And let me see, what opened after Captain America in early March? Because I don't remember, but I feel like there was something that opened up that weekend. Let's see. Was it Snow White? It couldn't have been Snow White. February. Wait. It's January. February. Captain America Brave New World. Okay, so Mickey 17 came on the 7th. Literally a week after that. March 7th through 9th. However, the weekend of the 28th, the following films came out. And that was My Dead Friend Zoe, Cold Wallet, No Address, Uppercut, The Accidental Gateway Driver. And that's that. But going into the next weekend, you had Mickey 17, Plankton the Movie, but that was Netflix. Fuck, Marry, Kill, The Senior, Euphis, Queen of the Ring, Rule Breakers, Bloat. So the biggest one that probably would have taken theaters away from that would probably be Mickey 17, which also didn't exactly perform all that well. But my point is, after not even 2 weeks at the box office, it started to lose theaters. And this is a continuous trend. March 7th to 9th, it lost another 320 theaters. March 14th through 16th, 230 theaters. March 21st to 23rd weekend, that would be the weekend of Snow White. It lost an additional 350. So you tally all of that up, that's 365 Then the number 230 of 365 would be 885. So by the time Snow White had come out, and that weekend happened, March 23rd, 21st to 23rd, Captain America Brave New World lost close to 1,000 theaters, and it was down a little more than 1,000. It was down by about 1,100 theaters, down to 2,900 theaters. And then the following week after that, it was down to 2,380. The week after that, April 4th through 6th, another 1,750 loss. And then by the time Easter happened, it was only down to 155 theaters. But May 2nd through 4th, for whatever reason, it gained 55 theaters back, probably maybe a double release between that and Thunderbolts, and it went back up to 105 theaters. So from February 17th to May 18th, 2-month time span, it went from having 4,000 theaters to 30. Now let's look at Thunderbolts. Domestic weekend. So Thunderbolts it's not done with its theatrical run. That's the thing. But what's interesting is by the time it got to its second week, third week, by the time it got to its third week, i.e. last weekend, it was down by nearly 1,000 theaters. Whereas with Captain America, it didn't start losing theaters like on that kind of level until the middle of March. So, and also again, Thunderbolts is losing theaters and it's losing screen time to accommodate the current situation. But I've seen a lot of people make this fucking asinine statement of like, oh God, Thunderbolts is going to make less than fucking Captain America. I'm like, guys, theatrical run isn't even fucking done yet. It's not even been in theaters for 2 months. It hasn't even been given the same fucking time frame. Like, come on. Like, what the fuck are we talking about here? It's made $360 million worldwide. That's, let's see, 415 minus 360. What the fuck is that? Math. I hate math, but I also kind of like math. $55 million. There's a $55 million difference between a quadra-sequel-ish thing, quadra-soft sequel with Captain America, because Anthony Mackie is taking up the mantle, and this is essentially another Captain America installment, right? Okay. And this is going up against a brand new fucking team of people in the MCU. Marvel B-list films that aren't associated with major plot line generally do far less. That's not my point, William. I get what you're saying, but that's not the point I'm making. Like, yes, there are other factors as to why Marvel movies and superhero movies in general aren't doing as well as they used to in a pre-pandemic landscape. There are a multitude of factors, i.e., superhero movies often feeling the same. People getting tired of Marvel Studios' wacky narrative of where the fuck the multiverse is going. Lack an Avengers movie to really consolidate things and give them a direction. And even Captain America being the movie that it was not terrible, but it wasn't a great, well-made movie. Thunderbolts, on the other hand, was a really great, well-made movie. But the thing is I see people saying, oh no, the Thunderbolts is making less than Captain America Brave New World. Well, guess what, jackass? The movie hasn't even been in theaters for the same amount of time as Captain America has. And on top of that, it's got competition to deal with. Captain America did not have competition at fucking all. Like, at all. It had no competition whatsoever. Like, we're just now finally starting to see it. It just went to Disney Plus this past weekend. So I think it's just really unfair to, what's the word I'm looking for here? To words are hard. It is too early to really call Thunderbolts making less than Captain America. Premature. There we go. That's the word I was looking for. Premature. It is too premature to make that statement yet, because again, the film hasn't been in theaters as long as Captain America was, and Captain America did not have the fucking competition that Thunderbolts has to deal with, i.e. Lilo and Stitch and Mission Impossible. I guarantee you, by the time this Memorial Day weekend sets in, and even next week, it will lose more theaters, thus probably garnering less profit overall. But I do think that in time, it will probably climb and meet that. It will probably make as much as Captain America Brave New World when all is said and done. By the time, I would guess by July 2nd, by the time Jurassic World Rebirth comes out, we will have a better idea of what this film's final number at the worldwide box office will be. Mind you, again, my metrics are purely based in domestic. I didn't even look at how many theaters it lost worldwide. But again, like, it's really hard to say. But I'm just like pouring water on this whole like, oh, Thunderbolts doom and gloom. It's not gonna be as good as Captain America Brave New World. Like, guys, gals, shut the fuck up, okay? Like, this is kind of ridiculous. Thank you, Cameron. Yes, it also had Final Destination Bloodlines to be competing with not even 2 weeks later. So, yeah. This narrative of doom and gloom, oh, fuck, Captain America made more money and it was a lesser movie. Like, there are reasons why Captain America at the moment has more money than the Thunderbolts does. And I think if people actually took a step back and thought about it, maybe did some research and looked at some fucking numbers, well, there's an idea. But overall, I just think that it's too premature right now to say that Thunderbolts end worldwide number will be less than Captain America Brave New World. If it is, it is. Whatever. But you're comparing a movie that has been out in theaters for over 2 months and just went to streaming, as opposed to a movie that opened fucking 3 weeks ago. 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks ago. Okay, 4 weeks. 4 weeks ago. We're talking about two different fucking movies here. But I think what we're seeing with Thunderbolts in conjunction with, what is it? Fucking Bloodlines. Final Destination Bloodlines. Lilo and Stitch. Mission Impossible. Don't be surprised when something like this happens again in July. I'm dead serious. I'm not trying to spin a narrative. I'm not trying to put gloom and doom over Jurassic Park, Superman, or Fantastic Four. I'm just stating, like, this is the nature of the theater landscape right now. So when Jurassic World hits, it's going to have a fucking fabulous opening weekend. There's no doubt about that. But once Superman comes in, the dino legs are getting cut. I'm sorry. Like, the numbers and the box office haul, once Superman comes out a week and a half later, Jurassic World is going to be losing money. And then 2 weeks after Superman's box office is going to get affected by Fantastic Four. And also, it's important to remember, there's also another I Know What You Did Last Summer movie happening and a fucking Smurfs movie happening. Whether those have any fucking grander impact on any of the three movies I just listed, couldn't tell you. But I will say that the I Know What You Did Last Summer movie, it has Jennifer Love Hewitt and fucking Freddie Prinze Jr. in it. And it probably cost a fraction of the cost of what it cost to make all three of those movies. So the box office success for that film is going to be vastly different than the other three I just mentioned. Smurfs, if that movie makes money, I will be fucking shocked. Because I can tell you right now, ain't nobody fucking talking about Smurfs. Ain't nobody giving a damn about the fucking Smurfs movie. It is all about Super Jurassic Fantastic. It is all about all three of those movies this summer, July. I guarantee you. But what we're looking at right now with Thunderbolts, Lilo and Stitch, and Mission Impossible, and Final Destination Bloodlines, rinse repeat it for July. It's the same type of shit's gonna fucking happen. So, look, it'd be nice if Superman and Fantastic Four somehow made their way to making $1 billion, and we'd be right back to holy shit, superhero movies make $1 billion again. Woo! We need to set expectations accordingly and be realistic about what goes down at the box office. And that's just my 2 cents. And that is my box office banter for this week. Well, let's see if we can do something like that next week, because that was actually kind of fun.